Hey, Coach Doug Feinberg, DAP. You seemed to try to throw everything you could at Caitlin, but just talk about the performance she had tonight.
No, she played great, Doug. She played great. She made some big shots. She passed the ball well. We turned her over at times. I thought we did a good job. We just had some opportunities that, we give them 18 fast break points, and that's what we had talked about. We got to make them earn everything. She's going to make tough shots. She takes tough shots. You just can't let them get in transition and score easy. And it's a 14-point game, and you lose the battle by 9 on fast break opportunities. And we had a couple in the first half that we didn't convert, and you can't do that. But I was really proud of our kids. I thought we just kept grinding, kept fighting. We came out in the second half, threw some junk at them, scored 4 straight, and then just had a rebound slip through our hands, and then gets kicked out, and it turns into a 3. And then all of a sudden, it's an 8-0 run, and it's part of basketball. But I love these kids. They played their tails off, and there was definitely no quit in them.
Matthew Walter with the next. Coach Walz, you talked about throwing junk at them. It seemed like they threw a triangle and 2 and a box and 1 at you guys, and it bothered you a little bit there in that second quarter when they created some space. Did you feel like that was something you guys had worked on, expecting them to throw at you, and you were ready for it, or was not something you guys were expecting?
Well, they outscored us 1 in the second quarter. It was 23-22. We scored 83 points and went the offense. I promise you that. We actually converted. We just missed some shots. We had some good looks, and just couldn't put the ball in the basket. So we had talked about it. We knew that they were going to come out and play some triangle and 2. But it wasn't the offensive end. Like I said, we scored 83 points. And I thought we had to score in the 80s. But you just got to tip your hat to them. They scored more.
Now we have student athletes here. If we can direct questions to student athletes, and time will be shorter with them. Alexis, go ahead.
All right, Alexis Cubitt, Louisville Courier Journal. Kind of for all of you guys, yesterday Jeff talked about how, just took some time to really develop and gel, and how you guys have just played, especially during the postseason. What was it that kept you all together in those tough moments that you were able to, see the results of that in this run?
Here at Louisville, we're a family. And so we do everything for each other. So even though we didn't get the outcome we wanted tonight, we've had a hell of a season. And people can say we didn't, but we know what it is here at Louisville. So I'm just super proud of this team.
I'm going to go to the Zoom room. Tyler Griever, go ahead.
Hey, Mykasa, I know it's probably tough to think about right now, but you had an outstanding career at Louisville. Just what has this run meant to you through it all?
Yeah, I've been very blessed to be a part of an elite program. This run here with this team, it's going to be very memorable for me. The games, they mean a lot, yeah, but this team, the coaches, these are people I'll never forget, and I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. So it's been a hell of a season, hell of a career. I've enjoyed every moment of it, and I'm just thankful for this team.
Other questions for the student athletes? Right behind you.
Jeff Brown, Storm Chasers. Hailey, talk about Olivia's performance down low. She was just battling all night long.
Yeah, I'm really proud of Olivia. She's one of my best friends on the team. We're in the same class. This is our 3rd year together, and I've just seen her grow every single year. And she is a fighter. Whatever obstacle in regular life and basketball world comes her way, she's just always on top. And she's been challenged this ACC tournament and this NCAA tournament with elite post matchups, and she's a dog, man. She's a competitor. She went out and fought every matchup she got. She went out and fought, and I can't ask any more of her. That's you just want to play with people who have heart, and I couldn't ask for a better person that has heart than Olivia.
Go to the Zoom room again. Jody Dimling, go ahead.
Hey,
for Hailey and Olivia both, last year you guys talked about getting to the Final Four and how coming up short motivated you in the off season. What does coming up short of making it, back to the Final Four do for you guys now as you move into another off season?
I'll be completely honest. I'm not motivated by external factors. I'm motivated by myself, and I always have been. If we would have won the national championship this year, I would have had the same amount of motivation in me, and that's just who I am. I'm not motivated at all by the fact that they named me honorable mention. I know who I am, and I know what God thinks I am, and God doesn't think I'm an honorable mention. I'll tell you that right now. So I don't need external motivation. I'm internally motivated.
Yeah, what she said. I'm just trying to get better every day, and my teammates helped me a lot this year do that. I was fighting demons all year, and they kept my head high, very high, even when I was low. And I thank them for that. And I appreciate y'all.
Other questions for the student athletes? Right here.
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Mykasa, you had talked about how it was going to be a team effort defending Caitlin, and it seems like all of you guys had a chance to guard her at some point. What was that like, and how did she get the better of you?
Yeah, she played a good game. Yeah. She hit shots. Good job. Yeah.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Yeah.
I mean, she played well. She played great. I mean, yeah.
Hats off.
Yeah.
Hats off. Exactly right. I mean, you tip your hat, and that's I'm a huge Caitlin fan. I'm a huge Hailey fan. She played really well.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want him to say besides that.
Other questions?
She's great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just for any of the players, you guys basically played them dead even except for in the third quarter. What kind of stood out from your guys' perspective in that quarter?
I think the game plan that we went with, there was supporting cast made shots in that quarter, and that's basically what it comes down to. We stuck with the game plan pretty much all game, and the one thing that they had to do to win the game is what they were able to do in the third quarter. Those role players hit some shots, and I mean, that's all we could do about it, and it's all right.
All right, if there's no other questions for the student athletes, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
So Lindsay Schnell, please.
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Jeff, you had a transcendent talent a few years ago in Shoni Schimmel, and you used to tell people, come to our games, I guarantee you will be entertained. How important is it that we have players like Caitlin, like Hailey, who had like a tremendous start, bring more fans to the game with the way they play?
Well, I think it's important. It's always been important. I mean, we've had Asia Durr here and Dana Evans, Mai Shines Allen. I mean, Angel McCautry. I can go through a list of them. And there's a reason, for the past, I think, 13 or 14 years, we've been in the top 5 in attendance in the country. I mean, we outdraw 10 of the men's teams in the ACC on average. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, it's numbers. So, I mean, it's something that we've done here at Louisville, and what I'm proud of is we've been able to sustain it. It's not just through when Angel graduated and then everything drops off. And that's the challenge. That's the fun part, is like, okay, can you continue to sustain the fan base? Because it's a challenge. I mean, it really is. I mean, getting them to come back, to continue to come back, especially now with the TVs as good as they are. The bathroom's normally cleaner at home. The drinks are less expensive. But it's getting them to come back. And we take great pride in the fact that, after every single home game, we sign autographs. For 10 to 12 minutes we put on the clock. We send 3 or 4 of our players to the same exact location after every single game. And it's easy when you win. I mean, everybody's in a good mood. But when you lose, as I tell our kids, that's when your character comes out. That's when my 7-year-old is coming down and wants your autograph, Lindsay, and she's like, Lindsay, great game. And you were 1 for 10 and missed the free throw to win the game, and you want to go, what the hell were you watching? But you can't. You got to put that smile. And I tell them, I don't talk to my kids after a game, a home game. I meet them at half court. It's about 2 minutes, and then they go. And I'm like, hey, here, your character is going to show it right now, because you just battled for 2 hours in the heat of a ball game, and you're upset, you're frustrated if you lost, which we're fortunate we don't lose a whole bunch at home, but we've lost some. And you got to go put that smile on that face. And that's what I love about our kids, is we just battled our tail off tonight, and this sucks. Hate losing. But they're going to hold their head high, and when they go out, they're going to be extremely respectful, complimentary, because that's what you do. In women's basketball, in women's sports, and I'm an advocate. I've been doing this for 28 years. I'm back in the old days of the restricted earnings case. We used to make $12,000. It was never about the money. And I have been an advocate for women, for women's basketball, for women's sports, because it's important to me. I have 3 daughters. And if we want to continue to grow this and continue to get people to watch and support it, we all have to do a better job. We have to value our games. I'm watching that LSU Miami game. It's 24-20, and I'm impressed at the defense that Miami's playing. I mean, LSU was the third, I think, highest offensive team in the country. They held them to 20-something points at the half. But instead of complimenting that, we talk, it's a terrible offensive game. No, it's not. It's a great defensive game. I've watched men's games. They're in the 20s, but every time I listen to an announcer on the men's game in the 20s, they talk about what an unbelievable defensive game it is. We kill ourselves. We have to do better. It's mind-boggling to me that we, as people who are trying to push and advocate for women's basketball, we hurt ourselves. It's got to stop. The stupidity has to end. It's ignorance. I can't figure it out. Because I'm telling you, I watch Miami, and I'm gonna text Katie when we get here, and I was just so proud of their team. They put an unbelievable game plan together, and they worked. And you got to tip your hat to Kim and their players as well. But I thought it was a great game. And then this game on our side is a complete opposite, because it's 97-83. So if you enjoy it, it's like, okay, that worked there, and we knew we were going to have to score a lot because they score. So you just appreciate both sides of it. But, man, we have to just continue to do a better job of being supportive of women's athletics and women's basketball. I tell my players all the time, because this is something that's important to me. When someone asks one of my players, who's your favorite professional player? I surely hope we say a WNBA player. Because if we don't, if you're an advertiser and women's basketball players are saying their favorite professional player is a men's player, why would you advertise in women's sports? You're telling everyone, I prefer the men's players. That, to me, I can't figure out either. We have an unbelievable game. We have an unbelievable product. And we need to keep telling people and showing people that we do, but it starts with us. All of you in this room, thank you for coming out, because you're here to support women's sports. I tip my hat to Gino and UConn for what they've been able to do, and we're gonna talk about it. It's a good thing. It's over. No, I thought it was an unbelievable thing that he was able to continue to do it. I didn't know until I talked to Rebecca Lobo that. And if I would have known this, believe me, I would have texted Gino that the last time they lost back-to-back games, I think, was 1983. Was that right? I think it was. 30 years ago, 93. 93. And you know who it was to? Louisville, damn it. And if I would have known that when they lost that second game, I would have been like, yep, you remember when the Cardinals beat you. Guys, I hope you understand how crazy that is. And don't tell me he played in a bad league, because we played in the Big East, and I was a part of it. When you had Notre Dame, you had Rutgers, you had West Virginia, you had Villanova, you had, I mean, it was just a list every night. It was like, God, here comes the next. And to not lose back-to-back games, that should be something that's talked about of like, what an unbelievable run. But we always want to try to find ways to cut things down, to make it not sound, no, it's good that things are over. No, it's not. I think it's amazing. You know, I'm cheering, you know, like, I'd love to see Virginia Tech win tomorrow night and have a chance to compete for a national championship. But what Don's doing at South Carolina right now, trying to have an undefeated season. You know, it's great. But we don't need to put others down to build others up. It just, I can't figure it out. I got more time?
Wait.
I'm not stuttering much. I stuttered on Rebecca, and I do every time. I was like, God, they should have named her different.
We have 2 minutes left. We'll go to Jerry. Come up here if we have time.
Yeah, Jerry Brewer, Washington Post. Jeff, you had that nice moment, good long moment with Lisa in the handshake line. Just what did you share with her? And she's been chasing the Final Four for a good long time. How good did you feel for her, even though you were disappointed?
I felt like shit. I didn't feel good for her. No, I congratulate Lisa, and I did. I told her, I go, this is a lot harder to accomplish than a lot of people think it is. And I told her to make sure she enjoys every second of it, enjoys the moment. Make sure you take time to actually take a step back and look at what you've done. Because it's hard. It is really, really hard. And when you get down there, you watch your film, you do your prep, but I told her, go out. Everybody will buy you a drink. You're coaching in the Final Four. And I got that advice back in 2006 from Lyndon Weiss and Roger Redding, who were assistants at Texas Tech, and I said it the other day. They called me and they're like, Walz, make sure you enjoy this moment because nobody likes you, but it's the only time they'll buy you drinks. And you know what? They're right. And we prepped and we prepared and we went out and we had a nice time talking to coaches. You went to the coaches' social and you did everything. Or you can sit in your room and watch the same film you've just watched the past 4 days. So I told her, enjoy it. You deserve it, Lisa, your staff. Go out there, enjoy it. And I wish her the best of luck because I think she's an outstanding person and her staff is great as well.
Unfortunately, we are out of time.
Oh, we got one more. Then I'll go.
Very quick.
Jeff, when you talk about, you know, just what this team has been able to overcome to get to this point, how would you just describe from your perspective how they were able to stay together in those moments and be able to reap the reward of, you know, getting to this point?
Well, I think it's what Koss said and Hailey said. We're a family. You know, they gutted it out for each other, and we made a few, you know, changes in lineups and did a few things. But it's what the kids do. I mean, I say it all the time. I haven't scored a point. You know, we try to put them in positions to be successful, but they're the ones that do it. I'm just blessed to be able to do what I've done for 28 years and 16 years as the head coach here at Louisville. And I've had just wonderful, wonderful people. They're not just great basketball players. They're wonderful young women. And I told them that I couldn't be prouder of what they've done because of the impact they've even had on my own kids. You know, I've got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old girls that just admire my entire team. And they take time to play with them and hug them and talk to them. And you just can't put a price tag on it. You can't. So I'm proud of them, and I appreciate you all. Thank you again for being out here and covering our sport. I think it's so important. Take care, everybody.
Coach, thank you very much.
No, thank you all.